Hi, I'm Meera Saravanan. I'm an 18-year-old youth activist from Greater Manchester. So I've just sort of been a youth representative with Be Well, helping out and making sure that there's a youth perspective throughout the entire project. So James, it's really nice to meet you virtually. If you'd like to introduce yourself to everybody.
Thank you very much. Hi, I'm James Timpson and I run our family business, which is based in Wythenshawe, which is just outside the city centre in Manchester. And we're retailers. We've got 2,100 little shops doing key cutting and photo processing and dry cleaning and things like that.
Okay, fabulous. So the first question I have is, why have Timpsons joined the Be Well coalition?
Well, we're fortunate to base ourselves in a city where there's an awful lot of action to help young people. And I'm sure that is the case in other cities too, but it's something that's, and because it's on your doorstep, is something that's been very passionate to us as a family and as a business for many years. And I was brought up with foster children, my parents' foster children, and we've always, therefore, as a family, been aware of the challenges that people have and the missed opportunities some kids have. And I just think this is a really important development to find out how we can improve the opportunities for young people.
Fabulous, thank you. And then again, as a business, why do you feel like the Be Well movement is important, especially like now after COVID?
Well, young people have had a difficult time, like everybody has, but especially people going through their trying to get educated and trying to get on and get exam results and also meet friends and develop as people and develop their personalities. And I think knowing how people feel is so important, because that's then how you can work out how to improve things for them. So we've been involved for a number of years with an academy trust, a group of schools in Cheshire, so just outside Greater Manchester. And a lot of it is not about how pretty the classroom is or what the academic curriculum is. It's how happy people are, how engaged people are, and how strong the culture is, not just for the pupils, but also for the staff. And we recognise that a really well-run school doesn't just get kids good exam results, but more importantly, they love education and they meet friends and it seems a very positive thing in their lives.
Yeah, no, I've definitely found that to be true as well. I've just come out of education myself. And then why would you, as an employer, how do you value well-being?
Massive, it's probably the most important thing we do. So in our business, if you go into one of our shops, you may think, oh, it's all about key cutting and shoe repairs. Actually, it's about recruiting lovely people and making sure they're really happy. And so we are measuring our colleagues' well-being all the time, because that's how we run the business. And if you don't know how people feel, you don't know where you're doing things as leaders incorrectly that make people feel less happy, then you need to know about it. So we're measuring all the time how happy our colleagues are, and we do it via surveys, we do it via walking around, via the way our leaders are incentivized and inspired. So for me, a business is successful when colleagues are happy, because then they perform really well. You can have a business which on paper looks as it's firing all cylinders and growing, but if people aren't happy, it's hollow, it doesn't work. And that's the same for education. It's the same for young people with their ambitions for the future. If it's seen as, if it's positive and they are focused, informed, listened to, then it's far more likely to be a success. And it's the same for business, same for education.
And following on from that, actually, so I've noticed there's still a lot of stigma taboo surrounding mental health. So number one, what are your thoughts on that, and what do you think the first steps businesses should start taking to sort of reduce that?
I think it's really good that it's commonplace that people talk about it, because when I first started in business, it wasn't mentioned at all. So what we do as a business, we're really open about it. I have colleagues who regularly talk about their mental health problems through our newsletter and other sort of forms of communication. We have a full-time counsellor, Elaine, who is on call to help colleagues who are going through a difficult time. And we do lots of mental health first aid training. So we have trainers on all of our areas who are really engaged in this, and they talk about it and they support colleagues too. So it's a combination of communication, action, and making sure that we're always on it. So my job as the leader to make sure that it's spoken about in a sensitive way, but also a consistent way.
Yeah, I think communication is a big one. I think that's one of the main aspects of Be Well, with it being a movement that should sort of carry on and have like start conversations all across Greater Manchester. And then the last question I have for you is why would you encourage others to get involved with the coalition?
Businesses that look out are always far more successful and interesting in the long run. Those that look inside at their own issues tend to not be the kind of businesses that thrive in the long run. So I think, being a Manchester-based business, and in fact being a business, although we have business everywhere, our centre of focus is Manchester. We benefit hugely from engaging with our community and our young people too, because the success of our business in the future isn't based on me, it's based on recruiting loads of talented young people who've had a positive experience of education and life, and also the fact that a business is there to support people through their journey in life as well. It's not just about work, it's about supporting people, and if you do that really well, you will then have a successful business. So that's why it's really important to both look out but also to care.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thanks a lot.